Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this podcast discussion. I'm really honored to have, both representatives from the government and from the private sector to come together and discuss this very important topic about how the US tariffs are affecting the Indian marine exports, particularly the shrimp exports, and, how we should deal with the situation, so to say. So once again, welcome to this session. Maybe we can start with a brief introduction from all of you. Anshuman, do you want to start?
Yeah, my name is Ansuman Chan. I'm basically into seafood industry since last 35 years. I did my bachelor in fishery science from College of Fisheries, and after master in fishery science from CIFE, I'm a alumni from Wellington as an MBA. Then I started my career in Hindustan Lever, a quite good long time. Then got trained by all our seniors from IMs. Even I got an opportunity to go for IM training. Then after that into seafood, aquaculture. Basically, major strength was aquaculture. From 2000, I got into seafood exports, right from processing, like raw metal procurement processing, then marketing, then value addition. All that, like keep on suffering, keep on enjoying. Almost 58 in the age of, yeah, don't know, like lot of uncertainty and certainty are always there. Sometimes we are not in USA, sometimes we are not in Europe, sometimes Europe came up. Life is going on and things are going on. But
Thank
one
you.
thing I have always felt that things are going good. Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Mr. Swamy, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
So yeah, thank you very much for having me and this podcast today. And I'm DV Swamy. I belong to the Indian Administrative Service of 2001 batch. I belong to the Odisha cadre. Uh, I've been in MPEDA as chairman MPEDA for last around 3.5 years. So basically, I worked as primarily initially I worked as district collector in almost 3 districts in Odisha. Then I've also worked as director, sports director of National Rural Livelihoods Mission in both Odisha and Karnataka. I also, prior to this posting, I was also the Development Commissioner of Special Economic Zones under the Ministry of Commerce. That is based in Kochi, which is for Kerala and Karnataka. Also, I was SEZ Commissioner in charge for some time in Vizag also. So, aware of the Vizag and Andhra and Telangana states I worked. So after that, I joined the MPEDA. So it's been my journey, unlike Mr. Anshuman, has been different departments, right from farmers, fishermen, when we were working with as collectors, or livelihoods. When you work, you know the farmers' challenges they face. And when I was in SEZ, it was more of trade facilitation, what challenges the exporters face. So I've been able to fortunately see different aspects of the stakeholders, even the public health issues, all those things. It all multi-disciplinary, multi-departmental experience helps us look at the issues in a broader macro and the interdepartmental things we are able to see. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Maybe we'll start with a basic question. What is the current tariff rate applied by the US on shrimp exports from India? And how does this compare with, let's say, a year back when none of this was happening? So what are the exact numbers for just the benefit of the audience?
So yeah. So say like if you are aware of it, the US initially they came out with 25% duty. Then subsequently they added the 25% penalty. So it makes it 50. And also we have ADD of 2.49% and CVD, countervailing duty and anti-dumping duty. So with all these things, it's like almost it's very high considering our competitors. So that is it. Also, one good thing about US, what recently happened was, you must have read in the news that the Marine Mammal Protection Act, under Marine Mammal Protection Act, India had to file a comparability findings that we have. Our frameworks are like they would be able to protect the marine mammals, and they are similar to the US Act. So it has been accepted, and that's very good thing, because our marine caught, wild caught material, sea caught material, they would have access to the US market. So it's a very good development. So why I said this is, uh, the duty, like the duty which has come is, uh, these are like part of the global politics and the challenges, uncertainties sometimes. It may be temporary. So we need to, like, there are good things happening also. Sometimes there are challenges. So we should not be worried about these things, because as a sector, we are one of the top suppliers to US, and we're a strong market. So that is the advantage India has. So yeah, over to you.
Yeah, thanks. And yes, that news was quite interesting and encouraging. That some positive things are happening, as you rightly said. So, Anshuman, given all this change in tariffs, how is the U.S. market really responding? Are your customers willing to pay the incremental cost? Has the demand come down? From overall supply point of view, has the shipments really crash? Someone said that, it may have come down by about 30% in the last 2-3 months. What's your assessment of, what's been the impact on the market?
To be very frank, see, thing is that I will not say that the demand has come down. Demand is still there. Market is still there. But thing is that, like, once you ship out to US, you have to pay 50% duty. As sir said, like, anti-dumping duty and CVD is there. Okay, CVD and anti-dumping duty. CVD was always a stress for us last 1.5 years. But 5.7%, how can we survive with? Because it's a business is basically low margin business and turnover business. We are not in a very high margin business process. So, like, when CVD came, okay, fine. The buyers are also quite okay with that. Like, we could manage. But when the 50% duty came upon us, now every container we are shipping out to US, we have to pay 50% duty. So now question is, I cannot say that there is no demand. Demand is still there. Like big, retailers, basically like Walmart, Costco, yeah, they are all accepting, they're paying 50%. Even some buyers who are supplying to them, they're also paying 50%. They have agreed. But when they say, like, we'll share, but today exporters are not in a position to share that. The most important thing in the market is the resources which the producer, the farmers. We cannot reduce the cost price of the farmers, raw material price. We cannot reduce. If farmers are not there in the market, then where will the business will stand? Farmer has to be there. We are paying. We have not, all exporters, we have never compromised with the raw material price. Whatever was there before 50%, now also we are paying the same price to the farmers. And in the same timings also. We are not taking any advantage for the farmer that we have to pay 50%, so it will be on you. No, nothing like that. So question is, there is no reduction or here. But being an exporter, like mediocre, I'm from a mediocre exporter. I'm not into 2,000 crores turnover. We do around 500 containers in a year in our two factories. Okay. So in that case, like, we are not at all 100% dependent on the US market. We are also dependent on Japan market, like Europe market and other markets also. But question is, it is very easy for export to US market and versatile market, and different kind of products can be done. So as you ask, how much percentage has come down, I cannot express that how much. But in our case, yes, there is a huge pressure on us to go for, like, whether we should go for, what will happen, what will be the implications. Now, maybe for December 25th, like Christmas and January 1st, the buyers are buying. After that, what will happen? But every day is important for an exporter. Every month is important for an exporter. We have a lot of other commitments. Our salaries has to be paid, and we have to pay the bank interest. We have to pay the bank. So every moment, every day is very important for us. Until unless something happens, we'll be. But thing is that we are looking definitely for alternative markets, and as well we are going for US also. But there is a pressure. See, we never knew that 50% duty will be coming on. Like lot of factories which has come up in Andhra, Odisha, Bengal, wherever. Like we planned our factory depending on US market, US commodity, US requirement, US customers. Suppose today in our factory, new factory, we have done like cooked and peeled rings. Cooked and peeled rings only US market will take. Where will I sell this cooked and peeled peels? Import very difficult. So the market is there. We are exporting, products are going, but it's a huge uncertainty. The volume is difficult to achieve.
Sure. Understood. Mr. Swamy, I know there are a lot of moving parts and, there's a lot of uncertainty. Just trying to understand, what steps have been taken by the government so far. I know negotiations are on, but if you could share some light about, what kind of conversations have happened so far.
So, yeah. So you as Mr. Ansuman said, it's a very uncertain situation. So, the government has been in touch with the stakeholders, different stakeholders, and we have been consulting them. And a lot of suggestions have come from the stakeholders, whether it is farmers or the exporters. So, some kind of mitigation strategies are being devised. So, those things we would be definitely in the coming days. You would come to know about it. Also, we are focusing. Like there are some things like, as Mr. Ansuman said, it's very uncertain. So some things are beyond our control in the market. But there are some things like alternate markets. Like we are focusing specifically on the buyer-seller meets. If you see the data till from April to August, the decline is minus. The decline is around 0.26%. But that is too early because, as he said, there is demand. There is demand, and the shipments are happening. But at the same time, like the small exporters, maybe they're facing more challenges. So we need to understand. Right now, it would be too premature because, as Mr. Ansuman would agree, that before Christmas, the shipment, whatever happens, we would be able to understand the impact only. Maybe by November only we would be able to actually understand what's happening.
Exactly.
So to be fair, so our focus is that, like, if you know that India has now FTA with UK, then different countries like Australia, we have a FTA, and with China also we have now shows coming. We have seen that a lot of exporters have shown interest in participating in the China show. So, and we had a delegation to Italy. So we are focusing from the government side, as a trade body, like the trade promotion body, to see that how these buyer-seller meets happen, alternate markets. Even in the World Food India recently, we had got buyers from different countries. Then in Chennai also we had Seafood Expo Bharat. There also we had a lot of buyers. So we are seeing that how we can diversify, and how we can survive. Because Mr. Ansuman would agree, like in the early, like during Monodon, when there was disease, and then Vanamai came. So we are like, as a country, we are able to adapt to any kind of shocks. So I feel that this kind of uncertainty also, our exporters, as he also pointed out, that the farmers are not, they're paying the farmers. So that way our exporters have stood strong, and I hope we would be able to overcome. And the government is doing all things. The negotiations, as you said, are ongoing. Yeah.
One of the best things which government took and helped all exporters, that 102 new units got EU approval. That is one of the largest achievement. Like in last 4 years, if you keep the record, like there were a lot of hindrance on getting the EU approval. Now there's another 40% market is open for all exporters who got the EU approval.
Yeah. So like the EU also, we are seeing that the growth, it's very positive. We are seeing more than 20% growth we are seeing. And with this new units listed, so it opens up market for many people. Like earlier units, we were exporting to other markets, but they were not able to export to EU. So this is one of the biggest
very large
achievements.
achievement.
Yeah.
Even Russia is also coming up. Like government is trying the best to get the Russia process. So like versatile openings will be there if in this pressure, in other markets getting opened, once USA comes, then India will go to another fold.
This is a very, unique platform for me where, the private sector is praising the government, even before the government representative is talking about what they have done. Oh, you set up this and that was quite helpful. I'm very, very glad that, you're educating the masses because not many people would be aware of some of these steps. So that's great. Thanks for sharing that. On a related note, Anshuman, Mr. Swamy just spoke about a few specific markets where the government is pushing for bioseller meets and, interactions and so on and so forth. From your own perspective, from your own, historical sales push or whatever you see in the larger market, which are some of the other interesting markets where, it could be like a backup for US or, it could be even a larger business eventually compared to the US, which are some of those big markets?
Yeah, like Mexico is coming up, South American markets, like other markets are coming up. See, like we are little careful about exporting to new markets until unless we don't know the buyers or the customers very specifically, or the payment terms are very specific. So like we avoid some kind of TT process. Basically, we go for only LC. So new markets are coming up. I'll not say that. Like, see, I'll tell you, in 5 years back, like we were calculating maybe 71, 72 markets were there. If you calculate this year, like 2024, around 129 market has opened for export right now. Maybe small. I'm not saying that like USA or Europe. Maybe it's 10 containers, 15 containers have already gone, and it will be coming up.
Very interesting. From 71 to 129 countries, that's quite a jump.
Nothing can be compared with US. Like US is a versatile market. Different kind of products can get into. Like your PD and very easy market. There is no limited, there is no restrictions. Like suppose, I'm just telling, like if you go for Europe, there are a lot of testings are there.
Sure.
If you go to Japan, there's a lot of testings are there. It takes time. As an exporter, like one testing and you can push up the container, then it is very nice. It is very easy that we can go number of containers per month will be like, let's say plan for 50 container, 40 container. But if I plan for Japan and Europe, my numbers will come down to at least to 60 to 50%. There are a lot of testing parameters are there, a lot of other parameters there. We have to check that. But USA, it is not there. But there are a lot of restrictions, reservations are there. Like it should be antibiotic free, it should be this, that. Yes, with that parameters, USA is a better market and easier market, but not Japan and Europe and other markets.
Sure. And, on a related note, do you see pricing pressure from other markets because they know that, you're aggressively looking beyond the US? So are the other markets, kind of renegotiating or putting pressure on pricing or anything else?
I will not say renegotiating. Whatever commitments we have got, they are paid. But thing is that, yes, there is definitely a pressure on the pricing. Suppose in Japan, just good example, 2040, let's say one PN. Like we used to get around 840. At the moment the US declared, it came down to $8, 790, 780. But at the same time, I said, like, we are not putting farmers in any kind of crisis. So the price is not matching. So we are taking, like as an exporter, many of the exporters, they are taking the hit or the movements are slow. So yes, I will not say it's a huge hit, but there is a hit.
Sure. And, because in shrimp, if I understand right, a lot of broodstock is actually imported. So do you see any impact on, the imports coming from the other countries, or right now everyone is just assuming?
No, it is, in the case of broodstock or hatchery, it is normal. There is no change in that.
There's no change. Yeah. Okay. So people are optimistic about the future. That's why they're continuously importing, the regular volumes, because they're thinking that, things will kind of fall into place. Okay. Got it. Got it. Mr. Swamy, maybe you can pitch in over here. What is the scope for value addition? Or, put it differently, apart from the new markets, which anyway, the likes of Anshuman are looking at, what else can the exporters do right now to kind of overcome this situation? What are the options in front of these businesses?
So, one, as I earlier said, it is to diversify. So when I interact with the exporters, like some of the exporters who have diversified, see the challenge, the people who are facing the challenge is single species, single market. So that's the challenge. So as you know, so you have to diversify, right? You don't put all your eggs in one basket. That is the standard, like well, the business. If you see, as a businessman, many people they try to diversify. That's so here also people who have diversified, who send their material to different markets, they would be able to adapt better. So there is a lesson for us here that we need to diversify, and we should not depend on a single species and a single market. So in that context also, the species diversification, there also we need to focus, because this shrimp journey, it's good. But also we should think of future, how we can diversify the species. Like we have tried out a lot of through MPEDA, our arm called Rajiv Gandhi Center for Aquaculture, who passes on the technology. Like we provide crab seeds, then we provide tilapia seeds, sea bass. So all these things as a diversification strategy, we are having the technology to transfer to the hatcheries and the farmers. So that is one thing strongly the country in the long run, not only for export purpose, even for the domestic. See here, we should see this seafood especially as food and protein. It's not only just export, it should be treated as food security and protein also. And our strategy should be, export is one part of that strategy. So we need to diversify under different schemes of Government of India, Prime Minister Matsya Sampada Yojana and all. There are a lot of efforts being taken by the Department of Fisheries. And the third thing, as you rightly said, value addition. So value addition, like there are two chapters, as you are aware, chapter 3 and chapter 16. So the chapter 16 products mostly fetch more higher prices, the value-added products. So right now it is around 10%. So in the last 10 years, from 5% it has increased. But the increase has not been much. So we need to, like unlike our other, like Vietnam or even China, they're focusing on value addition. So value addition should be one thing which all the exporters they need to work on. So we, as the trade promotion body, we have been prioritizing value addition. So recently, like in Bhimavaram, I visited, they have gone to the next level. Like one of the plant, they've innovated on the shrimp waste and the fish scale waste. That doing collagen. So they're doing collagen. It is just a start, but in future, the waste, out of the waste, they're doing collagen. That itself is a big market. So we are importing a lot of collagen from other countries. So domestically also, these things, we need to have the fish waste, how better we can utilize our resource. So value addition is one thing. The government is very serious about it. We should gradually shift towards highly value-added products. So where MPEDA is supporting, and even the Ministry of Food Processing, they have also come out with a lot of initiatives to support value addition.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Especially the last example about the fish waste was quite intriguing. I just hope the scale of these kind of activities really increase massively. Thanks for that. Anshuman, from your perspective as a businessman, you already appreciated some of the steps taken by the government, but especially in today's scenario, if you had some ask from the government, here is where it will be a great help if you can do A, B, or C. What would be some of those requests from the government today?
See, basically, it is the mindset and the attitude of all the business people, what they want to accept, what can be adapted, and what can be learned, and what can be executed. See, something new is always difficult. You have to take the new thing as a challenge, learn, and then only it can be executed. Of course, without support of government, we cannot do anything. Like today, government is like MPEDA. They are from Sir's office. We are getting a lot of support. Like from Vietnam, some experts came to teach people. They can conduct. But thing is that as an exporter or as an entrepreneur, we should come forward to take it as a challenge, learn, and make it a practice in the floor. Then only things can come up. Things are coming up. Even in our new factory, we are doing a lot of breeding. See, breeding is not the only value addition. This is one of the value addition. There are various types of value addition which we keep on doing. We need to do a lot of research. We need to understand the market. We need to understand our customer, end customer, what taste they are looking for. It is not at all easy. Raw shrimp and cooked shrimp is a commodity. We can do it. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can do it. But when you go for a new products, value addition means that's what we should understand. Okay, US is a good market, but not the US customers are the only customer. There are varieties of tourist destinations are there. Europe is one of the largest destinations. Yes, we have to match our product to the requirement of the customer's taste. Then only we can. Since I said 5% to 10%, if now I will say if 10% to 25%, it will go very fast.
So yeah, to add to his point, like if you see the top exporters, they are able to invest on their R&D, and they would be able to actually move from a lower value chain to the higher value chain. But as Mr. Ansuman said, there are the top people are very few, right? So the top people are very few. So there are many people who are in the middle range, MSME kind of. So as he rightly said, we brought some trainers from Vietnam. We brought trainers from Vietnam and taught the workers. Mainly one is how to do a product, but at the same time you should have the skill to do that breaded product. So we are working with the workforce also, the workforce which is in the factories. We have trained them, and more than 1,000 people participated in a skill Olympiad this year. And there was a skill Olympics for these workers in Chennai, and we awarded them also like a gold medal, bronze, silver. It's like an Olympics. We wanted to educate the workers in the plant that this is what the world expects from India, and we should be the best in the skills also. The knife which we use, the way we cut our because Mr. Ansuman would agree, most of the things is presentation also. How you present the food. So it has to be cut in an appropriate way, and then the way you mix the bread or the batter, everything is it requires lot of skills. So we are working on that skill also, and we have also come out with some new interventions where, like as Mr. Ansuman said, people face the challenge in creating a new product. So for that also we are providing some kind of support to the entrepreneurs so that they can do better R&D and they can meet. It's not just preparing a product; it has to meet the quality standards, as he is saying. And then you send the sample. So the people who we are trained also have sent samples, and some of them, like once the sample is accepted, they will start sending their orders also. And there are big players. The big players like Mr. Ansuman would be knowing, like Mr. Gadre and all. They have their own, the Gadre plant, they have their own brand in Japan. And in domestically also, they have their own analog products, lot of analog products they are able to sell domestically also. Even some plants in Kerala also, they sell something called Tasty Nibbles, you'll see in the supermarkets. They're into high value added products in Kerala, many of them are there. And even the West Coast also we have seen. And the top players in Andhra also are into a lot of value addition. So I hope in the future from 10 to we will definitely in the coming years that would be faster. The next rate would be faster. The scoring rate would be faster.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Wonderful. Great listening to all those points and all those aspirations. I also hope that things turn out a lot more positive in the coming years. Personally, shrimps hold a unique place in my heart. Being part of the agriculture ecosystem. I've met a lot of farmers, gone to a lot of areas, and mostly the people I meet, either they themselves are moving away from agriculture, or at least they want their next generation to move away from agriculture. But the only time I met a fish farmer who was very categorical that his children will continue farming was when I met a shrimp farmer in, Andhra, so to say. So, there is a lot of positivity in that ecosystem, and I wish, the entire ecosystem, including people like Mr. Ansuman, the best. Thank you so much for taking out time for this conversation. I really appreciate your time and your inputs. Thanks. And you can end it.
Thanks,
now.
Mr. Ram. Thanks for having me. Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ansuman.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.